In Nigeria, a fine looking estate is not the same as a secure estate. And today we'll discuss the difference before you buy into an estate in Nigeria. Hi, I'm Michael Ujobi, a real estate advisor and educator, and I'm an associate with Billionaire Realtors Group, BRG, the leading real estate brokerage firm in Africa, and I help Nigerians in diaspora navigate the Nigerian real estate industry so that they can invest safely and avoid costly mistakes. So without further ado, let's dive straight into it. When it comes to estate security in Nigeria, it's not only about a gatehouse. There are things that you would need to keep in mind, and there are questions, primal questions that you need to ask as an investor and particularly as a parent. Number one is if the estate has controlled access. I mean, if anyone can just walk in and out of the estate, then the security of that estate is automatically compromised. Secondly, is there visitors logging and monitoring the estate? If there are guests or if there are visitors, is there a place where they write their names, where they clock in and clock out? And finally, does the estate have perimeter fence? This is a no-brainer because you need an estate that keeps your children within the that has an you need an estate that has a fence that keeps your children within the safety of the estate. Secondly, is that location and proximity is everything. You need to inquire if the estate is close to a police post, and if and you need to ensure that you know the police post. Nobody prays for any mishap, but if an occurrence does happen, you need to know where to make a report. Now, secondly, is if the estate is close to access roads, major roads, and active neighborhood. You need an estate that is close to major roads so that moving around is convenient and that you can get from your house, from the estate, to essential places when you need to. And thirdly, under location is the estate in isolation. Granted, an estate that is in isolation might appear more peaceful, but the more important question you should ask is, would you be able to get help when you need it most? So the third question that you should ask as a parent looking to buy into an estate in Nigeria is what we can call child-centered security, right? So you should observe if there are speed bumps within the estate and any kind of traffic calming system to ensure that vehicles are not overspeeding within the estate to prevent any accidents. Now, you also need to know and observe if the drainages in the estate are properly covered because, as you know, kids are less self conscious. So, you need to ensure that the drainages are covered and that your kids are safe from any accident or tripping over into drainages. Now, thirdly, is are there dedicated safe play areas away from roads in the estate? You don't want an estate where kids don't have dedicated area and then they are having to have fun on the main road and things like that. The safety of your kid when you want to invest as a parent is your absolute, your optimal priority. Now, here are questions that you can also ask regarding the security of an estate. And it is you should ask the developer that who manages estate security. Is the developer going to handle that, or is the developer leaving that as the responsibility of the residents in the estate? All right, you need to be very clear on that so that everybody's on the same page. Now, the second thing you should ask is it a private firm who is providing the security guards, security personnel, or is the estate hiring informal guards like the vigilantes and the olodes? All right. So you need to also know that if the guards are trained, rotated, and supervised. Right. So rotated guards ensure that both day and night there's always somebody on ground, somebody on guard to ensure that the estate is safe. And you want to ensure that the guards are also trained, and properly supervised. Because if care is not taken, some guards even pose as security risk. Now, beyond all of this, we've spoken about child-centered security, but there is more to estate security than that, and it is what you can call the legal safety of the estate. You need to ask questions about if the estate has an approved layout that complies with what the government wants, and if the estate has observed adequate government setback, and if the estate has proper land titles and documentation. Because where any or none of these things exist, then demolition notices is not always too far behind. So when it comes to estate security in Nigeria, it's about foresight, but most importantly, it's about asking the right questions before you invest, especially when kids are involved. So if you found this video helpful, like it and ensure to subscribe for more educative real estate videos. So till next time, cheers.